Hola tribe, welcome to the House of Kai. Today we have a medicine oracle read, and let's see, if you are not already part of the channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments if there's questions or feedback or alternative things you're looking for. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. Let's see. I've been shuffling for a while. I've been primarily using 4 different decks, and I enjoy them. I enjoy them. I hope you are as well. So, first, time to cross the threshold. Boy, oh boy, do I feel that. Boy, oh boy, do I feel that. Isn't that gorgeous? I see all these spinning wheels and energy moving forward. It reminds me of walking into like a fun house, carnival, right? Going into a carnival. Oh, I keep seeing as if the mouth was being opened. So walking into a place like carnival and these pyramids and spinning wheels and lights and stepping through the threshold. It's like every once in a while the mouth like opens up, right? Like a portal, so it's like you're walking through. It's just this pulsation. Woo, so many things to distract us from moving forward directly, right? So many things with the potentialities, yet so many things drawing us in. Isn't that interesting? So there's so much that we could place our attention on. And I'm very much getting it's a time of staying within our hearts and knowing that all the lights and spinning wheels are merely there for our entertainment. They're not there to distract us from moving forward. Chakana is the name on that card. It's beautiful. Wow. I love how the pyramid is right directly at the center, right? Right directly at the center of that heart. It was so interesting as I'm looking at it, that mouth kept opening, right? Only every once in a while. It wasn't open the whole time. It just kept going open and closed as if each time someone moved through. Yeah. Each time someone moved through, it closed and allowed them to pass on through to the next place, right? Yeah. Ooh, the threshold. What an interesting time. Yeah. So let's see. Next deck of cards here. Ooh. I'm getting that's not the only one. Wow. Okay. So we got 2 cards here. Perspective. Oof. Oh, the lighting makes it difficult to see this one. It has a lot of yellow. It is a woman in angelic, pregnant, holding the earth. Interestingly enough, many spinning shell-like formations, energies on her. as well. There's these birds that have energy lines on them as well, and they're moving her forward. Let's see if I can, nothing. Oh, there we go, good. So difficult to see from this distance, it's these birds moving forward, right? Spinning wheels, and her attention is on the earth, the focal point, right? So moving through, not getting distracted by the many spinning wheels, keeping our focus directly where we're meant to have it. And this, I think it's the most beautiful follow-up, is the specialization, which truly is, it's simply being in our creative energy. Just simply being in our creative energy. Look at that. Many colored rainbows coming from the heart-centered. Lilies and roses. Yeah. And her sight is so focused. So focused. It's a deep inner knowing. Deep inner knowing. That may be actually where the issue is for all of us right now. I feel like we're going through that rinse cycle once again. Portals of energy moving us forward, like we're on these conveyor belts. And if we allow ourselves to get, I refer to it as grabbing the oh shit handle. When you grab the oh shit handle, you literally stop the process of movement. And so if we're on these conveyor belts pulling us forward, then grabbing the oh shit handle stops the process, right? Not allowing ourselves to experience that which is needed to be experienced. You know, whatever emotional pain, upset, frustrations, even joy, surrendering to the experience. I know for myself that the deep, deep work, when you're truly experiencing the deep work, there are times that I know for myself, it's like I could rip my own flesh off. Just this energy moving through me that feels so poisonous. And allowing myself just to be present with the experience, not run from it, not try to smother it with something else. You know, not try to overstimulate my body in any way and just sit in it and breathe, can often well, I'll tell you, it brings great reward. It brings great reward. The experience itself is one you want to run from, you know? Yet I know personally, again, allowing ourselves to be in the uncomfortable, right? And I think the other difficult part is not make stories about it. Not make stories about it. Excuse me if you're hearing little noises in the back. One of my little kitties came in. So if we... and he's decided to sit on the cards. He is the cutest little guy. He is so cute. Difficult to not let him. He's set up camp on the cards. Talk about spinning wheels distracting your focus. All right, so back to the read. Back to the read. You would stop too. Now that, to me, this one right here keeps me grounded and in a place of love. So, allowing myself to focus only on love, right? So speaking of how things move through us, so on a very basic level, I know I've spoken many times that the body itself is musical instruments. It makes sound waves. Well, the majority of our body is made up of water. And so the fluids, right, the waters can become contaminated. And they always are. There's always levels of contamination in the fluids of the body. We're excreting every day. So in the process of getting rid of really deep, old wounds, stories, whatever it may be, experiences, right? Getting rid of anything from the body. When you go through the process, the sound waves, if you've allowed a higher frequency to come into your body, then what happens is it starts to break up those denser, lower frequencies. And in doing so, some of us have seen those videos that if you play sound with music, you see different waves, right? Energy waves riding that water. It's no different. So when you allow these higher frequencies to enter into your body, it awakens these denser vibrations, and it is up to us to shed them. Now, there's many ways of doing that. I think that working out is key. Sweating is key, actually. Sweating is more key than even working out. Working out is a beautiful thing. However, often people aren't focused on what's actually moving through their body. They're more focused on the action or music they're listening to or a podcast. So they're not actually present with the process, and it's all about presence with the process. If we are not present with the experience of the process, a lot can get lost. We can get off track rather than choose the track we wish to be on. You have the power to choose the track you wish to be on, right? And so that brings me back to this card right here, being present with choosing the track. Which track line are you choosing, right? Which pathway are we choosing? Because we have the ability to create it. And I'm seeing all the angles of the geometry in this card matching up with the geometry in this other card here. Just fantastic. Yeah. So in the experience of shedding the denser layers, it can show up in many ways. Breath work is key. Learning how to be focused on the breath, finding a pathway of breath within ourselves. So what I often, in a recent video, I talked of how you can actually choose and acknowledge a vibration. I chose joy. You can choose a vibration in your body, choose that vibration, and then choose to breathe that vibration. Consistently breathe in to that vibration. Allow it to expand within you. As you do this, you're going to feel those other vibrations come to the surface, and it's okay to shake and move and do these things to get it off of you. And sometimes you just need to sit in it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's such a dense, old vibration that it takes time. It's like a simmering kettle waiting to boil. It needs to go through that level of process for the deep, full purge to be experienced. I am a person who likes to get to the root cause of things and remove them. In doing so, it takes time. It takes time. It takes presence and honesty. It takes true honesty to get to the deep core wound, and then allow ourselves to grow from there. Allow ourselves to dig out that which no longer serves you and plant seeds, right? Change the fertilization. Feed it nourishment, right? And it's so funny because I say plant seeds, and even at the same time of saying plant seeds, sometimes it's not about planting seeds. Sometimes it's just about nourishing the soil, right? Sometimes it's just about nourishing the soil. And then maybe planting seeds when it feels right. It's not about going beyond that, right? Yet us moving forward, allowing ourselves to keep focused, know that things are going to come up, that make us uncomfortable, or, you know, and uncomfortable can be many, many different emotional things. So be present with it, be present with it. And so, oh my goodness, Ganusha. I'm taking it. Oh, I'm taking it. Okay. So, splendor, right? I love it. Keep focused. But on this, it's like keep focused on the beauty. Keep focused on the splendor. Keep focused on the joy. That is going to bring you out the other side. It doesn't matter how dense the energies are as we're moving forward. It does not matter how much stimulation is around us. We are capable of dropping all of that and having finite focus, moving ourselves forward, even if it is a butterfly, right? Even if it is a butterfly leading the way. If that is your focal point and that butterfly moves and moves and moves, then follow it. Follow it. If that is the way to your utmost joy, do it. I think, oh, how beautiful. Look at all those butterflies. Right? She's saying, follow your joy. All things will shed off of us in time, off of you, off of me. It simply takes the ability to know that it's just dying off. And it's worth the die off. It's worth the die off the new earth, for the new birthing, for the new splendor, abound. Splendor, abound. And the courage, that was the next card right underneath was courage. Which is what we need the most of, right? The courage to do it. You know, and I love the items that Ganusha has in his hands, right? It's these things that remove the obstacles, that the delusions, the flashing lights, the things that are trying to take our presence away from our ultimate joy. From our ultimate joy, right? So the courage to move forward, the courage to keep focus, and knowing that it all falls into place. And it's interesting because as I cut the deck, the way the cards were set up here, I feel like I need to honor this, that I cut and there's courage, and underneath it, it says belonging. The courage to know that you belong in the ultimate level of splendor and joy. Did you know that? I question it too. I dance that dance of my own personal worth and knowing that I have the right to live in a place of joy and splendor all the time, infinitely, infinitely. We get caught up in all this other crap going on around us, right? We get caught up in things that make us feel pain. We become addicted to pain. You know, it's interesting because people either run from it or are addicted from it, or they run from physical pain, or find themselves addicted to emotional, abusive relationships and stuff like that create other pain, right? There's a much healthier balance. Like that would have been a much healthier balance. So, excuse me, I have pomegranate seeds in my water, and I was trying to avoid getting them in my mouth, and instead I spilled it everywhere. So, with that being said, and the courage to make a fool. The courage to make a fool of yourself, right? Putting yourself out there. Who cares? To experience the experience. So, and I really love as I pick up the cards to show you belongings, it's just too good that it's protection. We are protected. We are protected. Love is the ultimate protection. The ultimate protection. And love isn't candy coated, okay? Know that. Love is not candy coated. Love has integrity, but it's not about being superficially oversweet. It's about being present with yourself. You know, and as we go through this, as this higher vibration moves into our bodies, we get rid of this lower, denser energies coming through, you know, not allowing ourselves to get stuck in it, to move through it and know we are worthy of shedding that old skin, right? And that we are protected and we are guided. And I just can't even explain to you the beauty of keeping one's focus, but does it have to be a straight line? How interesting is that? We become so driven and focused to believe that it's linear, that it has to have a direct arrow shot to it. I believe that's untrue, right? To be in flow with splendor, with joy, will not be linear. I'm getting a flash of being at like an event, like a social event or a drumming circle or something, and you find yourself wandering and being led to different areas to have conversations with different people, and simply allowing yourself to be in the joy of the experience versus thinking you have an accomplishment, right? That you're only going to achieve joy if you take steps in a specific way. However, taking steps in joy will only create more joy. Right? We cannot create from where we are not standing. Isn't it interesting how often we believe that we can create something outside of us by following a path that is forced, right? It's not about taking a forced path. It's about being in the flow. Being in the flow, right? Focus, absolutely focus, yet be in the flow. Wow. That's wonderful. All right. I am all about these Ganesha cards right now too, so I'm gonna make space. Okay. Wow. Being in the flow, yet focused. Whew, I think giving ourselves permission, right? Permission. I know for myself that as far as creativity goes, like there are people who can, unbelievable musicians and artists and crafty, you know, it's just amazing to witness what people can create. And I often stop myself, right? I often stop myself from allowing myself to play and create in things. I take it way too seriously, right? Way too seriously, and have such this thing of it not being perfect. Yeah, so I as well really looking at, can I be in the flow of the creation and simply enjoy? Now I'm getting a vision of like lily pads, like hopping onto different lily pads, right? Like doo, 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 like that. That one makes me happy over there, and that one makes me happy over there, right? Even though my destination is over there, can I simply enjoy the moment-to-moment activities, keeping the vibration, right? Keeping the vibration. It's not always about, it's really not about the end result. The end result is meant to be in our present experience. And the more we bring the end result into our present experience, the more you're going to shed dead weight energy. It's going to come to the surface. So know that, depending on the level of density that you're carrying, the more you bring in the higher vibrational experiences in your day-to-day, moment to moment, and allow yourself to lead from there, the more dense energies will come out of your being. And so that can manifest in different ways. It can manifest in physical experience within the body, like an emotional response. It can, or as I said, you know, I personally am so sensitive, like when that is coming out of my body, I can feel it in layers, just moving out of me, and I just want to scratch or something. I want to rip it out of me, and it's not possible. I have to just allow it to slowly come out of me. It's like a fog or a soot, right? Yet, again, as those higher vibrations come in and those denser realities leave, other experiences will come to fruition as well. We have to experience that which needs to be experienced, learn the lessons that need to be learned. You know, none of us are getting out of this unscathed. We're all in it together. So when we realize that, simply living in a place of joy, allowing ourselves to expand within that only nourishes everyone. That nourishes everyone. Yeah. Not only does it nourish ourselves, it nourishes all beings. All beings. Ooh. Wow. Wow. So, did not expect this at all, but shadow. Wow. I guess that only makes sense though. Goes hand in hand with what I was just saying, that as we move forward and expand more into this light and love, like authentic love. Not a love that, it's not about love of power, it's the power of love, right? The love of power, if that moves you forward, then that moves you forward. However, the power of love makes you more powerful, right? It's an amazing gift when you realize that the amount of power you wield is based off of the amount of love you allow into your being, right? And so, as I say this, again, it goes hand in hand with the purge, right? Keeping focused and knowing that these things are going to come up. The shadows come up in so many different ways. It makes us see aspects of ourselves that we didn't want to see. You know, things that only other people have, right? Or, you know, I love this phrase, don't you know who I think I am, right? That is so often played out with all of us. You know, we believe ourselves to be these specific kind of people, and that we are above certain wrongdoings, or we're above experiences. And oftentimes that's when they show us that we are not above those experiences, that we are more than capable of having those experiences, right? More than capable. And I really love that phrase. An old friend of mine used to say that all the time. And one of those people that you would believe would be this complete narcissistic being, you know? And he was just so funny about himself. Don't you know who I think I am? So the illusion of who we think we are is what's getting in the way, right? When we realize that we are we are exactly the essence of ourselves. We are who we show up as, right? We are not our words, we are actions, right? We are exactly how we show up. And so clearing the way so that we show up more authentically and pure-hearted, right? And knowing the gift of it all, enjoying it all. I'm just getting this message of like needing another card here, and well, that might be it, but we'll see. We'll see if we get that again. Oh, okay. I'm just going with it because it's grace. I don't know if you can see it. That's grace. And gratitude. I mean, honestly, could you get any better, right? Grace and gratitude. I think I figured out the lighting on this. As long as we go dead center. Right, so how do we move through our shadows? Grace and gratitude. Grace and gratitude. Follow the butterflies, right? Follow the butterflies. That how much more do we need? How much more do we need? Being in the flow, jumping from lily pad to lily pad, right? Follow those butterflies. Oh, so yummy, tribe, right? I think recently we got, Leading from the Heart. One of our most recent readings was all about moving forward from our heart. And how do we do that? I feel like this is an additional piece to that story of how do we do that is, one, through grace and gratitude, yet stay focused. Stay focused on the vibration to which you wish to draw even more in, right? Rather than being distracted by spinning lights and loud noises and all these things that can take us away from the purest essence of our joy, right? The purest essence of our joy. And I love, like, I cut it again, and strength. Strength, right? Courage and strength. Courage and strength to move ourselves forward with focus. Yet I encourage you, make it a focus of flow, right? Don't get caught up in the focus having to be a linear straight line direction. All steps that feed and fuel your passion and your creation and your joy and your splendor, all of the steps that feed it and feed it and feed it are being in flow and leading you to your objective, right? So it doesn't have to be this linear objective, especially on the new earth. Definitely a non-linear objective on the new earth. Just saying. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's read. I did. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed this so much today. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. Oh, so yummy. So yummy. And yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. If I said already, like, share, subscribe. And join me again. I love you.